Well, away from that, the Royal Regent of Dagbon, Kampakuya Na Abdullah Yakubu Andani, has called on government to expedite action on Phase 2 of the Tamale International Airport project. Works on the upgrade of the facility has stalled following the completion of the runway in Phase 1. This is raising fear among concerned residents that the region may not have the airport project prioritized.
This international airport is very dear, not to the people of Dagbon, but the entire nation. This airport is going to open up the three northern regions, and it will go beyond. People of Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger are also going to benefit from this international airport. I think the first phase has finished. We are looking at the second phase, which we are hoping government will look at it to ensure that this laudable project that has been started and is almost getting to completion comes to fruition, because it's going to create a lot of jobs and it's going to bring a lot of investments to the north. So if we are able to invest in this international airport, it will go a long way to bring our youth who have moved to the south for unexisting jobs will come back home, because jobs will be created in the northern region and our youth will be beneficiary. And it's going to open up to other countries too, like our neighboring countries. They will also benefit. And it's also going to boost our agriculture sector, because most of our raw materials will now be transported outside for export. I think it's going to be something that me particular would be so dear that government should look at it and ensure that this project is completed in due time.
The Kampakuya now also thanked government for its continued role in maintaining peace in Dagbon and the entire nation.
Use this platform to thank the people of Ghana, the people of Dagbon, for the peace that we are enjoying with it. I'm so delighted that Dagbon has enjoyed peace for almost a decade now, and I hope and pray that as we went through this fasting, we'll reflect our days, we'll begin to change our attitude towards building a better future for Dagbon.
Away from peace talks, the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has up to 2 weeks to respond to a suit filed against them by NGO Child Rights International, or face court action. The suit is requesting for an immediate rescheduling of a new date to enable students in Bunkpurugu write the 2 BECE papers they missed. You'd recall that the student missed out on those papers because of some miscommunication between the district education office and the chief of the area over the venue. WAEC had said they would resolve the issue, but weeks after the final BECE paper, nothing has been heard about it. Lorna Esumi-Bediako is the communications officer with Child Rights International. She joins me in the studio to find out whether or not they think the action is the solution to that, to what the students are going through at the moment. Welcome and thank you for your time here on the Pulse. Is this a solution that you sincerely believe will work?
Yes, we believe the children need to have the opportunity to write their examination. And so far, WAEC hasn't indicated when the kids would write the exam. Now, if they don't get the chance to write anytime soon, there's a chance these children are going to miss 1 whole year of their educational lives. So it's important that as soon as possible, something is done so these children write their 2 papers. Because they missed the exam not as a result of their action, it was a miscommunication that led to that. So it's just fair that they're given the chance to write the 2 papers.
Obviously, you're speaking for these children who obviously won't be able to speak for themselves, but have you considered dialoguing? Has your organization considered dialoguing with WAEC rather than taking on the legal posture?
Okay. What we've done right now is to let our lawyers contact WAEC on what we want to do if they do not respond to the problem, because we need them to come out and then tell us, okay, we want to take step 1, 2, and 3. So once they come out to let us know their intention for these children to ensure the best interest of the children, then we'd also know whether or not to continue and go to court. But if in 2 weeks you do not hear anything favorable from WAEC, then we'd have to proceed to court.
2 weeks, is that enough? If they have to organize, you know, resitting of the papers, that would require some time. So is that just 2 weeks?
2 weeks is for them to contact us and let us know what they intend to do.
Okay.
Basically what they intend to do. And then if they're going to schedule a new date for these children to write the exam, the steps they're going to take to help these children. So it's not as if they miss these 2 papers and have to wait 1 whole year to write their papers.
Has there been any discussion or engagement between Childwise International and any of these students up north?
We've been speaking with one relative of the children who tells us the children are all interested. Actually, he's able to meet a lot of the children. He tells us all the children are ready and are willing to write their papers if given the opportunity.
Okay, so 2 weeks it is for WAEC, and after that?
Yes, 2 weeks you need to hear from WAEC, something really favorable to help these children access the education.
So far, have you heard anything from them?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
Yet. Yes.
Well, hopefully they will be able to get in touch with you. We've been trying to reach the WAEC for some answers, but we've not been successful. But thank you very much. This is obviously a developing story, so we'll see how it goes and what response the WAEC comes up with.
Thank you.
Right. Lorna is Communications Director for Childwise International, bringing us up to speed on what they're up to, speaking for those children who can't speak for themselves. But then violence affects more than 1 billion children globally, and it robs them of their dignity, rights, potential, as well as their future. This is according to World Vision International, a non-governmental organization aimed at protecting the rights of children. So National Director at the NGO, Dickens Tunde, says the nation risks jeopardizing the progress and losing the investments made in child survival, health and education.
Child marriage occurs when one or both spouses are below the age of 18. It includes any marriage which occurs without the full and free consent of one or both parties. Child marriage has negative consequences. It denies the victims of their rights to health, protection and education, and perpetuates a vicious cycle of poverty. The practice places children, especially girls, at an increased risk of sexual, physical, psychological violence throughout their lives. The Constitution and the Act prohibit marriage for anyone younger than 18. Contravention of this law is punishable by a fine up to 5 million cedis or a prison term of up to 1 year or both. However, just like a few other countries in Africa, there is a challenge with the legal enforcement of this law. In this country, according to Ghana Demographic Health Survey 2014, 1 in 4 women married before the age of 18, representing 27%. Furthermore, 7% are married by the age 15. In the northern part of the country, the rates can even go high as 39%. Child marriage rates are also high in rural areas compared to urban areas. It is 36 in rural areas, 36%, while in urban areas it is 19%. Child marriage disproportionately affects girls over boys. Among men aged 20 to 49, only 3% were married as boys before the age of 18, compared to 27% of girls. Even though there has been a decrease in rates of child marriage in Ghana from 31.5% in 2008 to 27.2% in 2014, the current rates are still unacceptably high and need to be reduced immediately if Ghana is to meet the SDG target of 5.3 which talks about the elimination of child and early or forced marriage and give every girl the right to realize her full potential.
All right, you're still watching The Pulse with me, Gifty and Opia. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, and many thanks for staying with us. Affidavit, statement of case, pink sheet are all among many legal terms that many Ghanaians have become accustomed to, especially during the famous 2012 election petition. It was for a simple reason. The law for many people was a discipline reserved for a select few and beyond the grasp of the ordinary man. Well, the opening of the courts to the media was therefore exciting for many, and after that petition ended, the courts remained far removed as they were in the past. Well, a savior appears to be in town in the form of a book authored by a private legal practitioner seeking to make law easy to understand and teach the thinking that makes great lawyers and judges. President of the Distinguished Scholars of Africa and International Standards Journalists Association, Nana Opong, is my guest today. He joins me in the studio, and my first question to him will be what we can expect to find in the details. What will change our way of thinking? You're welcome, sir, and many thanks for coming through. So tell us about this book and why you think, you believe it will change people's perception and make people more knowledgeable about the law.
Right. It took me about 20-something years to write this book because I thought it was very important to get people to understand that whatever you want, whatever you do, everything is bound by law. Whether it's international law, domestic law, human rights law, even so-called divine laws and so on and so forth. Well, in this book, I try to synthesize and summarize all laws into three.
Okay, when you say all laws, exactly what do you mean?
Common law, Ghanaian law, American law, international law, every type of law that you can think of in the world. And the first law is you have the right to be wise. So if you want to be wise...
The first law is you have the right to be wise.
That's right.
First of all, what's the title of the book, though?
It's called iLegal.
iLegal.
That's right. So iLegal.
iLegal. So
right.
iLegal.
Right.
iLegal.
It's
Okay.
Like iPhone,
okay.
iLegal,
Okay.
iBook.
All right.
And some people actually spell it illegal. But
yes, because it does sound like illegal.
That's right.
Which means the book is illegal. But anyway,
you see,
so the
you've
first...
got the book already. Yeah.
So the first thing you say is what?
You have the right to be wise.
The right to be wise.
Right.
Tell us about that briefly.
The right to be wise means you have the right to arrange your matters in such a way that you become competitive. So you are, in any competition, in any endeavor, you are number one or at least among the top leaders of the field.
Okay.
So that's the first right that you have. And the law will support you in that. The law is actually set up to support wise people. The second law is you have the right to be foolish, which means you can sleep, you can snooze, and we have something in the law called, there's a maxim that says, if you snooze, you lose. So if you want to be foolish, you don't want to be organized, you don't want to be learned, you don't want to have strategies, the law is not going to babysit you and help you in something that you should be doing. So you have full personal responsibility for what you're supposed to do. The third law, which is very important, is that the wise have the right to exploit the foolish as long as they do so legally.